Ketokreku okreku ket. Would you ask your family, your wife and your children to sit in those buses for auto? If anybody gives him 1 city from the taxpayers, I'm taking Ketokreku personally and the FA to court.
You said that you want to win, to finish third and be proud. Now Ghanaians were very angry with that.
He said
we are fighting for our Anna, and Anna is third place.
That statement alone,
he doesn't know the
warrant a proper slap.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Mallam Goal Podcast by Betway. My name is Fenty Tahir. I'm here with Coach Christopher Nimley, teacher for Philip Atrim. And the Inna man is running late, but we are starting with that. He will come and join us on the show. DK2. DK, I think the traffic will not let him reach here in
At
time.
all.
I don't know. But guys, listen. Last week we had a blast of an episode. Quick live session. Zicho, that last session, how many viewers we get from there? Quite a lot, yeah?
Yeah, a lot.
We picked at like 2.2k live viewers, and then the video itself had like 27,000 views right now.
Now 28.
Now 28. And then, by the way, it got re-uploaded as a video, and that also has 6.3. So if you put them together, that's what? 30-something. Nearly 35.
Yep.
Yeah, so Charlie.
Thank you all. You guys
yeah,
it.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot. We enjoyed the session itself. Certainly didn't enjoy what we were talking about because last week's conversation was on the Black Stars' failure to qualify for the AFCON, the first time in 20 years. We promised you about the aftermath. What next? That's the conversation we have today. From Friday up until today, when we are recording this episode, a lot of things have happened. Certainly, a GFA ESCO meeting has happened. After the ESCO meeting, they put out a statement. The meeting was done on Wednesday, where they also gave us some buses. Hey, coach, have you seen the buses?
No.
Hey, GFA. Charlie, the intention and what have you, giving buses to clubs, okay, I get it. But my main issue was the timing of this particular phantom pageantry.
For me, I think the only thing they sought to achieve was to change the narrative.
And kind of water down
the effect of the Black Stars not qualifying for the AFCON. And as to how they could sit there and think that something that is of national interest could be subdued for people's personal interest. Because the teams they were giving the buses to, they belong to individuals.
Right.
I don't care about that. After all, I don't care about how they run their teams.
So the impact of that singular activity as against the impact of Ghana not qualifying, it doesn't even matter.
It doesn't matter.
So there's no way the general public would be so
overly enthused.
Yes, so happy so enamored by that gesture that we would easily forget about our failure to qualify. Because I feel like at that very moment, the only thing people were interested in, and especially on a day when the FA was supposed to be having a meeting, the EXCO,
yes,
nobody was interested in anything else the FA had to say if it didn't concern the Black Stars.
Exactly.
You understand?
And yes, you can talk about the intention, the timing was wrong. If you're coming to give people buses to, what?
What's wrong with the buses?
If you are not a
they branded them very nicely.
If you are not a Medra,
what?
I'm not going to miss West on this.
What are you saying?
I will not put myself and my family
in that bus.
You, your beautiful wife, my daughter, your lovely son, my grandson, would you get them to sit in those buses?
So we.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Sejo, I've seen your wife.
Oh, yes.
Very beautiful.
The beautiful Karen.
Would you put Madame in that?
No way. No way.
Yeah.
No way.
No way. Put the camera on me.
That's right. The camera is focused on you.
Put the camera. I want to ask Ketokreku the same question. Ketokreku okreku ket. Would you ask your family, your wife, and your children to sit in those buses?
What's wrong with the buses?
Friend, that bus is killing me quick. Kill me quick. Accelerating the killings of people's children. I'm telling you honestly. Why would you do that?
Are you saying the buses are death traps?
They are death traps. Look, friend, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, the only thing we saw the interior.
What?
The interior didn't look great. But the interior, and I'm sure the guys we show the interior to you. But the interior, it doesn't necessarily mean the engine too. I said, don't mind.
Look,
don't mind the body, mind the engine.
It is not about the engine. It is the interior. You saw the brake, eh? As if they were being welded together. They were patched up. Patched up.
Just that car, they didn't assemble the car for Ghana.
Oh, God, yeah. So,
They didn't assemble the car in Ghana.
Look,
those cars.
friend,
They imported them from Korea.
If you are not a metro, you will not.
Maybe that's a strong.
No. Hey, you
Are
kill.
you saying the intention of the buses is to kill people?
You kill my wife, Ikuya, and my 3 beautiful daughters. I slaughter you in return.
Coach, that's not going to happen. These buses, that's not what's going to happen.
One of them couldn't even travel from Accra to Sankara.
To where?
When you were standing in front of Joy FM and the bus was waiting. This is how the bus was. The bus was. What are you talking about?
The bus was going like,
It was the left tire.
The left eye. You see, as men, everything left is very powerful. Behave yourself now. See, of the 2 balls, powerful balls in between our legs. So if the left eye
And the left tire of the whole United bus. Sit down. Nah, man, sit down. Did you see that? Did you see the whole
as
United bus?
Atu, he was standing
He
in
was
front
there.
of multimedia when the Atu, how was the bus moving? Demonstrate.
Atu's waist doesn't move.
But what you are doing is better.
Oh, coach.
What you are doing is better.
Oh, coach, you
see,
kill me.
I have heard that. You said what you are doing is
What
better.
Nimli is doing is better.
What I'm doing is better.
Nimli is doing it with both feet on the ground.
This one is what? Oh, God. Oh, God.
You just when you see.
What kind of foolishness is this?
No. Friend,
Everything Nimli is doing. And occasionally,
You saw the bus.
One will hang.
occasionally all 4 guys will touch. So you have something like this. Otherwise,
It's hanging.
then
Back. Quick, back. Quick,
I
back.
can't deal with this.
friend. So if the
Oh, God.
movement,
Guys,
You're
go.
saying that they gave her Apache buses.
you want to kill people. You want to kill people.
Oh, God.
What? That's
Oh,
what I'm
God.
asking. Me, I'll not put my wife
Oh.
and children in such a bus. None of us. Look, your beautiful wife and your
Oh.
son. Acho here is the one who is not married, so he can decide to go and kill himself by sitting in that bus.
But, and see, namely, where the bus had to park, see the people, God loves them.
I'm telling you.
Because from Aveno to Car Price, 2 traffic lights.
Yes.
So cars can't really speed.
Uh-huh.
If this had happened, if they were forced to park on a very busy stretch,
That is
with
a bit sloping.
slopey,
With
with no traffic lights
What
there.
are you people saying? Were you inside the buses to see that the bus didn't have brake? The bus was going to a mechanic shop. It's a video of
To
the
do
whole
what?
United.
A supposedly brand new bus.
Why? Sicho has a brand new car. He just came from the shop.
Me.
I beg you, yeah.
Me.
That car sat in on my way here.
Didn't your brand new car go to the
It
shop?
doesn't go to the shop, bugger.
Oh,
The shop comes to the car.
Killer.
The shop comes.
The car.
Oh, Charlie, that's a hard
The
one.
shop comes to the
That's a
car.
hard one. That's a hard line. That's a hard line. That's a hard line.
Teacher's car.
The car, no. The shop will call you and tell you that I think your service time is up.
It's
You
up.
have to service-
that's a
Oh,
hard
you
line.
change.
mechanical
Filter
car.
change.
That's a hard
Filter
line.
change. Or you
That's a
change.
hard line.
They
That's a
will
hard
call you
line.
say,
So your mechanic, they keep track of your
They
car
keep
for you.
track.
Boga. They take put machine to it. They'll say, you use your car, if you change your tire in the next 6 months. So
That's right.
You're importing.
Yes.
Boga!
That's right.
Don't shout.
Oh, that'd be hard. That'd be
One
hard.
shout,
That'd
one
be
shout,
hard.
one
That'd be
shout,
hard.
one shout.
That'd be hard. You don't be the one way you go take go, the mechanic go.
Then the car is jacking.
The mechanic go watch the tire. Say, this time we with me managing another 2 months.
No, you see, Fento, all joke aside,
Oh God.
all joke aside, the intention.
I
look,
mean,
even see
the
that
buses, the interior some way. When I saw that,
even the body.
yes, I thought
Even
they were
the-
going to bring them
but-
like
but
big buses. I
you know
don't
what
think
this
these are
exposes?
long haul buses.
You know
because
what this
No, these are
exposes?
counties. These
Yes,
are
counties.
But you
yeah.
know what
can-
this exposes? Because from what we're told, they got the brand new buses to the port, but the buses have been at the port for months.
It's not true.
They could not clear
That
them.
story.
Achu,
Hold on,
that story, hold on.
That
Achu, hold
story
on.
is
Achu,
100% false.
Yeah.
Achu, hold on.
These are the buses they
They
actually
bought-
paid
but
for.
these are the buses they
No,
bought.
Achu, I'm telling you. The story of they brought correct buses.
It's not
they didn't
true.
want to.
Wait, I'm coming.
Well,
I'm
listen.
saying that is the narrative they are pushing out. Assuming without admitting that what they are saying is true, it exposes a bigger problem because if the entire Ghana Football Association cannot find a payment plan with the Ghana ports to clear 35 buses, then it only goes to show you that the FA is only relevant
They're
around
incompetent.
rates.
Yeah. But the point,
have no real
yeah, I
access
get
to
you
the
actually.
corridors
The
of power.
point Sicho is trying to make is that,
Their story is not even true.
yeah, so let's not go into hypotheticals
Right.
because we know what is correct.
Right.
Look,
What we have verified.
the buses.
And that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
These are the buses they import. These are the buses they deliberately, purposely imported.
From Korea.
It wasn't for lack of money. They imported these buses. They got them off the ports. This was the plan. When Ket Okraku, and in the GFA, they are not smart. And if Ghana ports gave them the waivers, they would have been stupid because these buses are not for necessarily the running of Ghana football.
It's
It
for
says
individuals.
it is to fulfill the
The campaign
personal
promise.
campaign message of Ket Okraku.
On
What
top
are
of that
private
too,
people?
Sicho, on
Yes.
top of that too, it was going to individuals.
Yes.
This is why from my sources, the reason the government did not give them waivers primarily was because they were going to individuals. And they're saying that we can't give waivers for buses that are going to people because the class belong to individuals.
If it gets to the individual and they said that I'm going to spray the bus again, I want to use it as straw between one side.
You can't
Nobody
say
holds them. You
anything.
can't do anything. It's my company.
Exactly.
The club is my company. What
So
can
I
I
choose
do?
what
So
I
that was the main problem. So that's why the finance ministry never granted their wish to give them waivers. Now, if there were buses being brought for the use of the FA as an entity,
That's a different matter.
they could have had those waivers. But like Sicho said, it looked more like they were coming in fulfillment of a promise
Fulfillment of an individual
that
person's promise.
Ket had made to the various clubs.
Yes.
And the benefits thereof will eventually come back to him alone.
So
and
that he
not
can
the
go
state.
for
Oh, agbegbe ma bi. Oh, agbegbe ma bi.
Yes.
You see, the lack of, and there's no other way to put this, the lack of foresight for me is astounding because we were around. We all criticized the pickups Kwesi Nyantakyi bought for the RFAs around that time. However, if he wanted a waiver at that time, it was easier to get it because these were for the Ghana Football Association.
Yes.
Yes. RFA is
Right.
the FA.
We can all question the reasoning behind it.
Exactly.
But in terms of the process of securing what you say you are going to get, they would have found a very smart way to go about this. I cannot for the life of me accept how, and literally everyone around this FA was around Kwesi Nyantakyi's pickup
Of course.
saga around that time. So is it that they do not learn, or when everyone talks, Ket doesn't listen? And I hope that as the conversation, because
Sicho
today,
and myself were coming in.
because today we
And
need
the
to
only conclusion was that these are the doings of God.
look. Today we need to unpack the quality of the minds around the Ghana Football Association.
What is that famous saying? Is it in Olaro team means the gods are not to blame, or where is that from? That when the
who-
gods are about to kill you, they first make
Who
you
the
mad.
gods
you
want
mad.
to kill, they
They
first make mad.
That's
Yes.
right. Is it from that book?
No, but
I'm not sure.
I remember the
But
quote. That's exactly
yes.
the wording.
So when the gods want to kill you, they first make you mad. And the madness here is that a lot of decisions just won't make sense. And this was one of those decisions. So the main topic we're here to discuss was what the FA was doing post our inability to qualify for the AFCON. Everything following that, every effort, every communication, every meeting following that Monday's game should have been about finding immediate solutions to what has become a massive problem. Now, this move, I won't repeat myself. It was a bad move. The timing was off, and it had the direct opposite effect of what they had intended. And whether it is a perception of intention or whether it was an actual intention to divert the attention away from what was and still is a fiery reception from Ghanaians towards this whole idea of not qualifying to the AFCON, that remains another matter on its own. But whichever way you look at it, the FA did not get this right. And that's why at this very moment, nobody cares about the intention of the FA president, whether you want to alleviate the transportation needs of clubs or what. Nobody cares at this point. The buses were there. You could have waited until 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, when we have all settled and agreed on the way forward for our Black Stars. Before any of these other things, look, the clubs have survived since in existence. How many years without these buses? Is it 2 more weeks they can't go without?
They can, of course.
Or is it 3 more weeks they can't go without? To do this on the day the Ghana Football Association was supposed to be meeting, to be considering our massive failure to qualify for the AFCON. You decide that before that, you go and sit down. And as a result of that, coach, they wasted so much time in the pomp and pageantry presenting these things, so much so that when they went to that Wednesday meeting, they came out inconclusive. But they didn't have enough time to discuss what was important. And when they finally decided to release a statement based on that, these are the things they said they were going to do. First of all, so the FA released a statement on Thursday morning to talk about the things that they discussed at the ESCO meeting. First of all, they said they are dissolving the management committee of the Black Stars. We know that committee had not been working for a long time already.
Was there even one?
So that's not even news. You were even told not to put it together in the first place.
Yes. Was there even one? We didn't know.
But
Since the AFCON, we didn't know. They dissolved them. They said the management committee together with Chris Hutton's, everything dissolved.
But when they were,
did they set up anyone?
No, but when they
Nicodemusly maintained
when they are budgeting, the reason why they had to mention it is because
committee.
Management
that
committee
time it wasn't affected.
Yes. The reason why they have to mention it now is because when they are budgeting for the Black Stars, they are adding management committee.
No, but who is the management committee? Who are
the Akwesi Ajiman.
It doesn't matter.
Addo was the chairman.
It doesn't matter if they are working or they are not working.
There. No.
We know that post the AFCON, in fact, post World Cup into the AFCON disaster, we know they've not been very active.
Yes.
We've not seen them around the team.
Yes.
However, officially for the FA, they still exist.
For budgetary
So
purposes.
when they are running budget to the ministry, there's the management committee section.
July.
So then, this is what they said they're going to. Oh, it's okay, coach. It's okay.
What?
First up, they said they were dissolving the management committee.
Yeah.
Second up, they rendered, in fact, that was the first thing they did. They rendered an apology again.
2x4 apology.
They said they share your pain.
Which pain?
The pain you are going through right
They've
now.
not, from the Ketokreku to Addo to John Pencil to Lemar to everybody, they don't understand our pain.
Okay.
They don't.
Second thing, they said that they will meet on Thursday, November 27, to discuss Otto Addo's technical report and then consider his future.
Sack the man.
Okay.
And sack yourself.
So that is another one. And then the next day, the day after that, they said they are meeting all stakeholders to discuss the future of Ghana football.
When I read
In other words, they said they are out of ideas. Coach, they said you should come and help them with ideas.
You know what?
Yes, you should know. They said you should come and help them with ideas. In fact, look at the group of people who are all invited. Let me just go through the list. So, coach, you are in the category of people that are invited for this. You and Stropher Philip Achrim, They are even inviting engineers and architects and IT professionals. You are all invited. In fact, and that will happen on 28th. They said pram. But I spoke to someone. My source tells me that they are thinking about changing the venue.
Of course.
Because nobody will drive to Pram Pram. You want to open it up to the people.
I'm saying they are not smart people. Look,
they have realized that Pram Pram venue is a mistake.
You need our intellect to help you because you don't have it.
Yes.
And you are taking us to Pram Pram. You're not even humble.
That's right.
You're not even humble.
But
so
how are these?
Let me go through the list
so
first.
difficult for them to get.
I know, right? How is this something that you didn't know immediately at that meeting?
Charlie.
People had to point out to you later before you realize that.
If you can say they think we are their Congress people,
sure.
Who follow them to Pram Pram?
Said they don't want to pay.
They
said members and stakeholders such as SWAG, Sports Writers Association of Ghana. So the journalists, you are invited. Or members of SWAG, they are invited. The media, every media practitioner.
Fence.
Oh.
Fence. You know something.
Okay.
Let me say something.
I'm listening.
See, this FA, they are lazy, they are arrogant, they are out of their depth, and they don't know football. Because look, to put all these people under one roof for one day,
it's very
meaningless.
Wrong. It's meaningless.
You
wouldn't achieve
if you're not
anything.
lazy. You have a day you are meeting the business caucus.
Yeah.
You have a day you are meeting the SWAG.
Media.
You have a day you are meeting government. You have a day you are meeting
You're right.
so that you can put a grand report together. But if we meet in this way, if an IT person shares his idea, you don't assimilate it. You don't discuss
you don't even
it.
have enough time.
You don't even have enough time to engage.
Expand, yes.
This one, we don't
This
go
is
and
a
stand
lazy- you see-
and give him the mic.
No. No.
So you're
See,
saying that this is poorly arranged.
if the FA if they know their job, they can run a 2 weeks conference.
Engagements.
On each of the days, there are specific groups they are engaging.
Mm-hmm.
And if they
No, I
even
don't
want to-
disagree.
No,
Honestly,
even if they want, look, I'm a businessman, guy. I'm a businessman,
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course. So I know how these things work.
But
If,
look,
even if you want to run,
Situ, you don't need to be a businessman to know how.
if it be,
You
bro.
don't need to be a
No,
businessman.
see, even if you want to, even if you want
You
to make
don't
it
need.
successful, you this FA, you don't. You see, that's the problem with the FA as well. And its composition. You should have committees that are able to meet the respective bodies.
You don't need the whole effort.
You don't need the whole effort to engage
At
me.
all.
Because there are conversations I would have. So your IT department and your if you like your estate development department should be able to meet the architects and engineers and the IT people.
Yeah.
When they have their conversation, they all understand.
Yeah.
Your business development department
You're right.
should be
You're
able
right.
to meet the business
You're right.
focus. And then
So the media should be able to meet people like Henry and the
Yes, the
secretary and
communication.
these people.
thank you.
Yeah, you're
I'm
right.
not expecting the media man to come and sit there and tell the FA how to build stadiums.
No.
You catch my point.
Yeah.
So that when you are done with these things, there's a grand
The
report.
technical team should engage the ex-players and the coaches.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
So when I
So
read this, and I was like,
Look, I said
we are back to square one.
Square one.
It was badly thought through.
Yeah.
It was a knee-jerk reaction.
Thankfully,
And it
they
is
have
a-
time. I hope they will listen to this podcast.
Fence.
We will drum it again
Fence.
They
tomorrow.
will
Fence.
listen. They will listen.
Friends,
Oh, they
they
will.
they will
Fence.
hear, but they are not
See,
doing.
when
they are
God
not
is punishing
doing
you,
this.
when God is punishing you, God makes you feel like you know, and
You know Pharaoh, eh?
Fence.
Bro, you know Pharaoh.
They are not
God had the
doing
Pharaoh
this.
he had. Pharaoh they see people they die. Pharaoh they see frogs. The river they turn red. He still they tell God he told us make them go. He said nah, bring them back.
Bring them.
See,
Bring them
That's what's happening.
But you can't see Pharaoh at
Bro,
work.
I'm
This
telling
is
you.
Pharaoh at work.
If God they punish you,
Pharaoh is working.
This is Pharaoh
Look,
at
friends,
work.
in the end, this thing was badly thought through. And it was arranged hurriedly because they are not interested in coming to sit with you to listen to your
At
It's
ideas.
a
all.
ploy.
This is a window
A
dresser.
setting.
They want to
Nobody.
be seen to be
Pretend
doing
to be
something.
engaging.
They're not
They
really
want to be
Because
listening.
actually listen to the stakeholders.
Yeah.
How can you bring all these people under one roof? Listen,
You can't.
And achieve what?
SWAG members, media, National Sports Authority, PFAG, former captains and
In which-
players,
On one day.
coaches.
On one day. To
On one
achieve
day.
what?
Hold on.
But look,
Coaches, listen, me here. Coaches, supporters, Uche, supporters, football enthusiasts.
To achieve
Wait,
what?
I don't finish. Sports-related professionals, medics, all the doctors that now,
They're not even specific.
economists.
Look,
They're not even specific.
It's a economists, marketers.
Fence.
Ameleni.
Wait. They say opinion leaders. They will also want. Listen, they also want traditional rulers.
So who drafted this?
People from Ministry of
approved
Sports,
about this?
But how big
Ministry
is
of Finance, Ministry of Education. Hold on. They want people from Ghana Revenue Authority. They want people from Ghana Tourism Authority.
Charlie,
Don't
waste that.
Only one day. Charlie, but they have rate you. Can if say the whole guy with you?
I don't even have a problem with the duration. You could actually do this in a day or two.
How could you? You cannot.
Wait, hang on.
Look, actually, just before you continue, you continue.
If you
just
do
1
it-
second, please, I beg you. If you understand the gravity of this,
We are thinking this.
No, but
If you understand the gravity of the
saying that-
message,
I'm saying you can do this in a day or two.
But
The
will it
way-
be meaningful?
No, the way Sicho is explaining it. So you have subdivisional meetings,
Charlie.
right? So you don't need a week to discuss with the media. You can do it in
A day or two. Yeah.
Within those same 2
where
days.
you have the
On the same
subdivisions
day the
meeting.
media is meeting.
If you meet the
You
coaches,
have- You have your coaches also meeting
Yeah.
elsewhere. So everything
Then
can
they
happen.
consolidate the report.
Thank
Yes,
you.
you can. Everything can happen within 2 days, but you don't expect to put everyone in under
Yeah.
the same roof.
Because to be fair, we all don't need to directly speak to Kate.
No,
It's ideas we want,
Bro,
right?
if me I speak to Ketty, you understand my language.
It's ideas we want.
From,
Exactly.
from a professional field.
Yes.
You wanna,
It's
but there are
ideas we
people
want. Their
in his
IT department will
Thank
understand
you. They will-
Yeah.
if someone like
we can
someone
vibe.
like Makado
Makado can
will
tell.
be a better fit for
Then
those
we can have that
conversations because
conversation.
he plays in that IT space.
I mean, that's
If coach,
it's
coach,
fair.
if coach has the conversation with Professor Minta, and
It
then
makes more
Desmond
sense than
Ofe,
having it with
like you all are
Kate
coaches,
or
so you
Prosper.
can understand your language. But if you put all of us under one roof, I'm an IT guy. Somebody is talking about.
Some
fans'
people will even get
perspective.
to talk. All these groups of people. How many
No, a
people
lot
can
of
get to
people will
They
contribute?
say, look, pack the microphone around. There you are. So rubbish. They just talk. They will just throw in the air. You see, look,
and see, people don't have time. Oh.
these people,
You don't
This
have
is
time to come and
skirmishes,
sit
eh?
there
they
the whole
should
day.
just resign and go. Sicho, Atu, friend, everything they've done, everything they continue to do, day in, day out, they keep telling all of us that
They don't know
They
the
can't
job.
do
the job.
They can't.
Seriously.
they don't know the
Seriously,
job.
friends,
They can't do
seriously.
the job.
It's very sad.
And it's very sad, though.
So they had a meeting and put this together.
Yeah.
When I
the,
saw this,
the executive committee of the FA
Yes.
had a meeting
look at the
Yes.
people there.
and put
I
this
just said we
together.
must look at them.
No, you see, it is
Actually,
important.
Yes.
Because
Because
you-
on Tiasie,
No,
you know they
you-
understand
you
the
can't-
decisions.
look, you cannot have very resourceful, knowledgeable people who are committed to the cause and
And
have
they do
a bad outcome repeatedly.
At all.
It is not possible.
At all.
Once or twice they can get it wrong,
But-
cumulatively, the
Consistent.
yes, cumulatively, you are going to find evidence of their collective experience, right? Their know-how, the network that they've built over time, the capacity they've built. It will show.
It's sad.
It will show.
No,
So
I'm
look,
very sad.
you cannot have.
And you can just tell who wrote this.
Oh, bro.
You know why?
Why?
I'm just going to read the last paragraph. And you tell me what kind of language you see there.
Yeah.
All right.
Coach, who are you texting?
No, I'm texting my wife.
Okay. I'm going to read the last paragraph. You just tell me. You don't need to. You
No,
tell
I know
me.
the one who wrote it.
So hold on. Let me read it.
You want us to mention
No,
names?
yes, mention the name. The meeting shall be held on the 28th of November at the Ghanaman Soccer Center of Excellence with the primary purpose of soliciting views and perspectives from stakeholders of Ghana football.
Neil Armstrong.
The
whatever.
output from this retreat shall be used to
Hmm.
develop a roadmap for enhancing the performance of the Black
Shall twice solicit.
lawyer.
Prosper.
Prosperity.
Nanka, this is legal language. Why are you telling us that something
this is
shall?
legal. Shall. This is legal.
You will not do it.
No,
you
but you
shall.
see, okay, fence. Look.
Peripheral matter.
No, so you
Go
see,
to the deep issue.
my problem is the reason why I have no hope and trust in this FA is simply because they have been here for 5 years. In business world, or the modules we all operate, we've got goals and targets. So when you get into office, you've got your short-term targets and goals.
Yeah.
You've got your mid-term targets and goals. And you're looking at the long-term. Normally, the short-term is months into a year. It never really crosses a year. If it crosses a year, there's a problem.
Mhm.
Then your midterm is going to look at 2 years into the 5th year. By that time, whatever project you are embarking on, whatever plan you have, people should be able to feel and see the
Semblance
signs.
of it. Mm.
If by the midterm it is not yielding results, the project is a failure.
Yeah.
Because it is from the midterm that you can actually know that your long-term aspirations
It's achievable.
it's achievable or will work.
Mhm.
And so it's football still. when Germany wanted to set out to redevelop their football, by the midterm, we started seeing the likes of Ozil, Khedira, and we just knew that this generation of Germans would be something else. We just by the
we saw signs.
This is
and
working.
the signs were consistent.
They were consistent.
Yes.
Now, if
so
by
you
the
see a
midterm,
semi-final in 06,
yes,
then you see a semi-final
and
in
then
2010, you could see it.
And then there are Euro under 21 who were actually the main project from year one. They went on to win. So you could smell it. When Spain were doing it, we could, like, when Senegal were doing it, you could smell that the project was cooking. It's 5 years since they got into office. From the onset, we never really saw what they were doing. We didn't really feel the plan. After 5 years, we still can't tell any aspect of Ghana football that looks like it's on the right track. And that, for me, is the scariest part. And that is why when the GFA president put out that
rubbish
inconsiderate statement.
Rubbish. I describe it as rubbish statement.
I agree with you. It's rubbish.
Rubbish statement.
I agree.
Go and check my reply.
I agree.
He said
rubbish
he was sorry.
He didn't say he was sorry.
In that statement, he didn't say he was sorry.
If you pay no English read.
He didn't say he was
No, if you don't. Wait.
It's okay.
When he said he was sorry,
He didn't say he was
sorry. He
sorry.
statement.
Do you see sorry?
He said, he not
Okay.
just say he
There was-
apologized.
Charlie, hey, take his phone and check his momo. I just sent you money.
He didn't say he was sorry.
He didn't. Coach, don't check anything.
He didn't say he was
There was
sorry.
no sorry. Look, if you the GFA president, after 5 years of being in office, we have not seen anything that looks like it is working for the. Because look, and even as a GFA president, if you're going to stay for 2 terms, your medium term should be your 4th to your 5th year.
Exactly.
Because you have 8 years.
Exactly.
Like,
I have
ordinarily,
the
you have 8
statement
years.
here. He didn't say sorry.
Bro, the statement, I memorized them. I memorized them. I can read
He
verbatim for you.
Don't waste time
he
on
said his heart bleeds.
That's why I rubbish the statement.
Bro, I can narrate, I've memorized it. See, fine, don't read the statement. Everybody has seen it on Facebook. See, if the GFA president tells us after his 5th year that he's still blaming normalization and our road to recovery
Our
from
problem.
then that is a
But he takes
massive
credit for the World Cup qualification.
Thank you. You see, and that for me is my biggest problem. And that's why I'm afraid that those handling our football, they cannot help us. Because by this time in office, we should have seen something we can point to. We should have seen a module we can point to. We should have seen a plan we can be anticipating that in the next 2 years, this is going to be great. But
Most of those signs probably would lie in the way our youth football is going. So, and our
Perfect.
youth football is in a disastrous mood right now.
It looks like a disaster.
It's a joke.
So for me, whatever decision they are going to take after here, everything they've done in these first 5 years tells me that they don't know what they are doing. Because for any business, for any organization, if by your 5th year, we are not seeing signs of progress, if by your 5th year, we are not seeing signs that shows that by the next 2-3 years, there's going to be a massive shift, then you've already failed. That is why nobody can convince me that this FA is working. And to make matters worse, the GFA president himself takes no responsibility.
At all.
This apology that they brought, you see, if you're a leader, the institution can apologize. But you as a leader, the way you take responsibility and your posture, your demeanor, it should send a signal and a message.
Yeah.
See, if I were
It
the
has
FA,
to reflect the mood of the people you are serving.
I don't know who's around the GFA president and the ESCO. If I were the FA, I would have made it public to all Ghanaians that the day after our disastrous defeat to Niger, we were supposed to have given out buses to clubs, but it has been postponed till further notice.
Yes.
I will just issue that statement that it has been postponed to further notice.
You don't even need a statement. Communicate to the people who are coming to receive
No.
it. Tell them.
PR purposes. You see, if you're a leader, you need to make people feel like you are thinking about them. Optics. So if I'm a citizen, I'm sitting home. I'm like, okay, the GFA said they were going to give buses to these clubs. Then a day to the program, they are releasing a statement that they will not do it. If I'm home, I'm reading meetings into it. The buses are ready. They could have done it today. But the GFA president is saying, or the GFA is saying that they won't do it. And I'm like, hey, as we not qualified, they didn't enter them, Charlie, capacity they no get. I'm beginning to feel like you are feeling remorseful. You don't have the energy to even go out and give the buses. You are thinking, you are deliberating. Like, It's just the little things that makes people feel like you are thinking about them. You don't go off your bed and get to work as usual. Like nothing happened. It's almost like
smiling, and
it's like the team that went to play against Niger, no, it wasn't part of the GFA. That one is Alikoto team. And you are going about your job. This is your job.
Work must go on.
That is sheer arrogance and sheer lack of disrespect and sheer lack of direction. Empathy is the word as well. From the GFA leadership.
It's a lack of recognition.
Who is advising these people?
The magnitude of the problem.
See, if I'm adding to what Situ have just said,
Goes fire away.
The arrogance of not only Keto Kreku, but the entire ESCO and the people running our football is what we saw in Addo and Henry Asante at that press conference.
I was just going to that.
It's a consistent push.
Achu was there.
To be fair,
Achu was also.
To be fair, maybe I'll defend Henry.
No, do you know why I've included him?
No.
There was a question that spoke about why the players got certain players had absented themselves.
That was a Henry Bringer.
Yes. You saw the way Henry took the thing from Otto and then demanding that Bringer should be very specific. You forgotten?
Yeah.
And I was like, you put up the reason. You are aware of the reasons. Every reason.
Are you talking about Sunday?
He knows all the 8 players.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
And you know
all their names.
and be very specific about which one Bringer was not happy about. That was where Otto then took the zero for Joe Pencil. This, that.
So that was Sunday.
That was Sunday, not Monday.
That was before the match.
no
The
Bringer,
pre-
yes.
the
That was
pre-game.
pre-match.
But then the damage had already been caused.
No, but the pre-match press conference, in my opinion, was more disastrous than this.
Yes,
Yeah, I agree.
that was more disastrous.
No,
it set the tone for.
Wait.
It set
for
the
The
tone.
first game was heated.
No,
But the
wait.
damage was done in
It
the
set
pre-match.
the
I'm telling you.
It set
So
the
let me
tone.
clarify something.
Okay, you
The
clarify that.
post-match-
The post-match was worse because when Otto walked into the room, he met a very angry press.
Yes.
So if you read the room, coach, and this is your position.
Yeah.
We've all dealt with coaches. The first thing they will try to do is to diffuse.
That's right.
So it can be a joke, it can be an apology, but they will
Yes.
attempt to diffuse.
Calm
They will not get confrontational.
at all.
Otto was given 3 opportunities by the time I took the mic to clarify and to change the things he had said on Sunday.
That's right.
That's why I'm saying this was worse.
Mm.
First, Benghazi. Then Bringer twice. Before I took the mic. Still, Otto was trying to... And here's... What was also very disappointing was that you are not a great communicator with English. You're very limited in your vocabulary. So he ended up using the same words, saying the same thing. So I felt that everything else that you guys think was bad on Sunday about
No.
the hatred,
On
the
Monday it was
hatred,
worse.
the fact that not everyone else can talk to me. On Monday it was worse because Monday he denied saying that not everyone else can criticize him. He denied it and said his words were taken out of context. The hatred thing, he denied it too. And when he was presented with the opportunity to apologize and accepting responsibility,
He refused.
He had to be
took him
hounded out of
35
him.
minutes.
Look, he refused.
The closest he came to accepting responsibility
was after.
was the part where he said that you can attack me, but don't attack the players. And I thought it was a very weird way of saying I'm responsible for this. I have failed you guys.
Even the way he put it, he said he can take it. But so it's not like he's responsible. He said he can take the decision, but the players, they have a long season.
And they should.
And
That for me was quite disappointing because, and we've all interviewed coaches after scenarios like that. When you walk into that room, before you step there, you are going there with a plan.
Yeah.
Because you expect,
And should have been prepped with.
That is
Henry.
but he
Henry
didn't. So
Armstrong Motagbe.
this is where
Tuno Paddy, I mean,
Chris,
Shake
Chris,
Tuno, Eleno
Chris,
Kono Go.
this is where
Shake
I'll hold,
Patrick.
But I mean,
Chris,
them more than Shan,
Chris. You see, this is where I'll hold.
including
grief for
Keto
Henry.
Kreku. You just called the man.
Chris.
Look,
If you'll allow me.
they were all at the
Go on,
Oh,
stadium.
that's not Ket's job. That one is not
No,
Ket's job. Ket pass that level.
It's okay. Let
It's
Achu
not-
finish.
It was not necessarily his job. but he could have set the tone for that press conference.
You see, if you'll allow me, I'm holding brief for Henry because I know for a fact that when Henry talks to Otto, he doesn't listen. Before press conference,
You saw it at the presser.
Yes.
He was asking him not to answer certain questions.
Otto said, I'll answer.
So I was
That one
coming,
I saw it.
so I was coming to that. Before Henry actually had to say it, normally these PR experts, they will give you a lot of cues that when I tap you, it means
Don't answer.
or when I tap you twice, it means challenge the person or something. Henry was giving him all manner of cues.
At some point, he
Including
started holding the guy like this.
Otto wasn't minding him until he had to then take the mic and say he's not answering this one. Still. Then the last point, so the part
Where did that meme come from?
So it happened twice. The first time, he had to hold him like Situ is saying, try to draw his attention that don't answer the question or calm down. The last one was the nasty confrontation with Kobe Stone. That was where
the journalist questioned his credentials, called him a better scout than coach.
Exactly. That was what
Then
then
down to you some way.
I'll come to that. That was where then Henry realized that this time he had to physically hold him like this. So the parts that is in circulation, that is where that bit is coming from. And you see, I put myself in Henry's shoes. If I have prepped you for an interview, we have gotten there. Between you and I, we know the cues you will respond to. And I'm trying everything. I'm trying to touch your feet with my foot. I'm trying to touch you. I'm trying to hold you. You are not responding to anything to the extent that I now have to take the microphone and physically say that he's not answering this question. Then you know that things have gotten out of
So
hand.
they have to sack him now.
You
have to
see,
sack
look,
him
the
now.
only thing I'll add to what you said is that Addo has a massive communication problem. And his communication is contributing largely to the anger of the Ghanaian people in all of this.
And his posture is terrible.
And the
He
FA
poses like Pep Guardiola and then coaches like...
and the FA have not helped themselves and have not helped Otto in dealing with this problem. Let me give you an example. There are instances where Otto came face to face with the journalists and having said the right things, the presses have looked very uncontrolled and disastrous and chaotic. But there have been instances where the FA comms director has put a camera in front of Otto, and Otto has still said the wrong things, and they have been put out.
Yes.
So, number one, after the
Sudan.
the FA communications department were the only ones that put camera in front of Otto.
No media
was just to ask him questions. They asked those questions. And Henry, I'm sure, was sitting there when he asked him those questions because he usually is responding to Henry. Otto said things that were bad in terms of how the public was going to receive it. They still let it out.
For example, our players are not good enough. They
You
don't play
cannot
top-flight
say
football.
after losing to Sudan that we must accept that our players at the moment are not as good as the players we had in 2006.
Which is factually wrong.
So first of all, it's factually wrong. And second of all, it put your current players in a very bad state. It looks like you are deflecting. And the general public does not entirely agree with you. Because the comparison is not between the current Black Stars and the Black Stars of 06. The comparison now is between the team you have and the team Sudan has. And the team that Niger has. And the team that Angola has. Who has the better players? Why are they beating you? Clearly, you have the better players. You have gone to loss disgracefully. And you have come to tell us that our players are not as good as the players we had in 2006. Those two are not related.
Yes.
That should not have gone out. In fact, Henry should have told Otto, don't say this, re-record it. I certainly would have done it.
Take two.
When we lost against Angola, the FA put out a 1 minute 30 second post-match, what do I want to call it? Post-match review from Addo. He's 1 minute 30 seconds. After we drew against Angola, I beg your pardon, not lost. After we drew against Angola away from home, we had only 1 minute 30 seconds of video from Addo that the FA took themselves and posted on their website, on their YouTube channel. No media to ask questions. What did Otto say? Now, that match was the match that confirmed our failure to qualify for the AFCON. True or false?
True, factors.
When they put the camera in front of Addo, there's only one thing in that 1 minute, 30 seconds that Otto must say, which is to say,
I'm sorry.
Ghanaians, we are terribly sorry for our inability to qualify for the World Cup. This is not the result we expected of ourselves. When I took this job, this is certainly not the target I had in mind. I know that this is not what you wanted. I know we have disappointed, but we have other matches to play. World Cup qualifiers are coming. I will plead with you to be patient with the team. We will work hard to fix the problems.
Simple.
We have seen the problems. We know that we admit that there are issues in this team.
Simple.
We will not stop until we fix these issues. So please, all we can do now is to plead for your patience. We know you are angry and you deserve to be angry because this is the Black Stars. Our standards are high. And I accept and I agree that our standards are high and this is not our standard. I take responsibility. The players take responsibility for this failure. But we can promise you one thing. We will not stop until we get it right.
Simple.
That is the only thing we were looking forward to after that Angola match.
Nothing could have
What
explained
did we
it.
get? What do you? How can you go wrong with this?
Your expectations are misplaced
Fine,
because
fine.
Otto, as we have come to know him, he has an exaggerated sense of self-worth. And I'm saying this because beyond the condescending nature that he poses, his decision, and I said decision because it was a decision to present his CV to Kobe Stone. And I was sitting back and I was thinking, maybe I
I see you
would.
to be weak, Papa.
I'm coming. I wouldn't have asked that question.
Hata.
I wouldn't have asked that question. At least I had the chance and I asked a different question anyway. But when someone has called your competence into question, the CV that you are so proud of to tell us is dominated by scouting gigs and
You
Working
stints
under
at
people.
coaching new
development
teams.
level. That is what you think
You are proud
is
to
enough
rub in
for
the
you
faces.
to say that this is what you've taken into this job. To assume a position that suggests that people have to see something that is should be very obvious.
So
There
actually-
is no body of work to back
Yes.
the pomposity
And the
with which
point
he
I'm
behaves.
making, you said that you wouldn't have asked that question. You had the chance, you asked a different question. I'm just saying that a lot of this contributed to where Kobe Stone got to.
Exactly.
Oh, but it's
And
very
that's what,
condescending. That's what I'm mentioning.
and that is what I was going through.
But you know what?
So
Fred,
you don't
Fred,
apologize.
I'm not surprised.
Uh-huh.
The man's boss has never apologized to us. He's learning from his boss. The one who...
How do you
Look,
get this wrong?
No, see, the language Ket speaks is not different from what Otto speaks. True or false?
It's a reflection of
It's a reflection of Ket Okraku.
They're cut from the same
Because
cloth.
look, from Cameroon to Qatar to Cote d'Ivoire, Ket has
all three massive failures.
massive failures.
But the rhetoric that have followed those
It's
conversations.
been very similar.
Yeah, you're right.
Very similar. So
right.
look, if
But
I'm
after
your boss,
Cameroon, he said if we have Messi or Ronaldo.
that's it. If I'm your boss, and things don't go well, and I come out and I'm very sober, apologize, pleading.
You the coach, you can't be
You
giddy-giddy.
cannot be giddy giddy.
No.
You the
Whether
place,
you're on
the
your
boss-
second.
the boss have come to
You
say.
cannot be giddy giddy.
Sicho, you were asking for the exhibit. Remember exhibit 3?
You cannot
the
be
pre-match
giddy.
to the Niger game.
Yeah.
You come and sit there and you tell Ghanaians that you only take criticism from people in certain quarters.
Are you? Can you?
Because you are
imagine?
the-
And listen to
you
and you
imagine?
didn't even, like you said, he had problems
He
with the
denied
vocabulary. Then you say that you don't listen to the blah 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 from other
Just
people.
say-
Just say you only you work
This
with
man-
people like
This man-
What you want to say? Mallam Goal S2.
That's what
you say
this
blah
man.
blah.
Your
my
CV will be
look,
internships.
my
scouting
money,
gigs they talk.
your
You say
money,
blah blah blah.
our money
Yes.
is what is used to pay him.
Yes, but he said our charter is blah blah.
Look, I'm telling
He only
you,
listens to club.
if they don't sack Otto Addo,
You expect that to happen on Thursday?
look, nothing else. But what else?
But do you know the problem I have?
What else?
You see, Otto's thinking, the reason why I don't think Otto will be successful with the Black Stars is
Never.
one, he doesn't have a great body of work to go with it. And two, he's probably consulting the wrong people because you can bring Jurgen Klopp to any African country, including Egypt, he will fail. African football is completely different from anything
Very
Klopp will
different.
know.
Oh,
It's completely different from anything Teje to know. And so Klopp can give you all the ideas to come and coach in Africa, but you will fail because he has no experience of how African football is. He has
react to those.
absolutely no experience how even African fans perceive football.
Yes.
So if you tell Ghanaians that you listen to an European coach or European coaches
you've already failed.
over how Ghanaians feel about their games, you are not thinking straight and you're not acting right because they are it's the same football, but they are two completely different sports.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that Spain, who won the Euros, can't win the AFCON.
Let me clarify.
No, I guarantee you
that
Spain, who won the Euros, they cannot win the AFCon. They are two different sports.
And also,
Yeah.
if it the nuances of the African game.
Bro, it belongs.
For example,
Charlie,
look, I'll give you an example, then you continue. Addo, you are better off taking advice from Christopher Nimley about how to go about the captaincy issue in the Black Stars than from taking it from Jurgen Klopp.
Exactly.
How would he understand those nuances?
Exactly. And you see, to add a bit of flesh to what Sicho is saying, presumably, he respects those people because of the quality of the ideas they will give.
I don't say you shouldn't listen to them.
But
to say the rest of us,
you see,
chat, blah, blah, blah.
the sort of orientation the Ghanaian player has, it's not the same as someone who grew up in Spain. The social factors that contribute to making Andre Ayew, Dede, Mohamed Kudus, they are completely dissimilar from someone like Phil Foden. So when Pep is speaking to Phil Foden and how those boys and how they will assimilate the information he's giving them, it is on a totally different scale. This weekend, when Benin were complaining about their experience in Libya, a few weeks ago, it was Nigeria.
Yes.
When they were, you are not going to experience that in Europe.
At all.
Yeah. Boss. He played the game on Friday and he was asked to play on Monday.
Yeah.
Played
it won't happen in Europe.
No. No, I'm saying that he played a game on Friday.
Africa is unique.
The pitches that you play on in Africa.
Not even the same venue.
Today you are playing.
Still have to fly.
Yeah. Today you are playing on grass. Tomorrow you are playing on AstroTurf. Today you are playing on a bad grass. Tomorrow you are playing on a better grass. Doesn't happen in Europe. So you see, so I agree. No, you can always speak to Klopp and other things, but I still maintain that the African game,
the situation analysis.
So then you say these things. Then you say that you want to win, to finish third and be proud. Now Ghanaians were very angry with that. He said we are fighting for our honor, and honor is third place.
That statement alone,
see, he doesn't know the
warrant a proper slap.
Yes.
See, Ghana, and we are in the group with Angola,
so that honor to Niger. So that honor to you wanted.
Look, no matter what Otto says about how he feels Ghanaian,
the
way he's behaved, in the past week shows he's more German than Ghanaian.
Oh yeah,
this is not anyone being racist.
Yeah. You know another reason why he should be sacked. The man has created great disunity in the playing body.
Oh yes,
you can't tell me
the
next Black Star coach will invite Paddy, will bring Jiku back, will bring Kudus will always be there. These are our players. Oh.
Jordan
Dumo is part of the team. Now this is the man who has completely disorganized the playing body.
The guy said Kudus wasn't a captain material. The other time he was captain.
He was captain. Look, match. You see, we are joking with these things. So. Ketokreko and Randy Abe and co, those ESCO members. If you don't sack this man by the midday tomorrow, then it simply means that you are all jokers. There's a bigger thing awaiting us offend you.
Yeah, yes. We're in a very good spot in the World Cup qualifiers.
You are not going to Morocco.
No.
You're not going to Morocco. I'm not going to Morocco. Sorry. Look.
Even if you are going, it's not because of last time.
Of course. You cannot.
And it's not the same without your country.
It's not.
Look, you can go to AFCON, but it's never the same.
We cannot say we are going to keep Otto Addo.
You're saying that it's non-negotiable, he must go.
No. He's not going to take us to
of
the
course,
World
Cup. Let me give you numbers to back what you're saying.
Credit to the FA though. They are doing something they should have done with Chris, but that is because of their biases. They've not rushed to sack Otto, which I don't think Otto should stick around. But what they are saying is they want to get his report. If they got the report from Chris Hughton, that probably informs the decision
on who to appoint as the next coach.
We
told them
because they didn't want Chris.
Take your time.
Don't
rush.
Because they didn't want Chris from the onset. That was easy for them to hound him out.
You're right.
Now, because they themselves want to keep Otto to a certain degree, they are reasoning and doing the right things.
Actually, do you know why?
I even doubt whether Otto will be honest with his report.
Do you know why they have such a soft spot towards Otto? Because I can tell you that Otto was the sole decision of the FA president.
Oh yes, we know.
We've said this many times.
Many times.
The committee actually recommended Mark Brace. The
Cameroonian coach who hasn't lost a game in the qualifiers.
That committee,
then the moment
God will punish them.
They didn't have a choice.
No, wait.
No. Wait, let me tell you.
No,
Abotre friend.
I'm listening to you.
God will punish them. You know why I'm saying God will punish them?
Give it to us.
These are or were distinguished men.
Led by Addo.
They've earned the right to say that as a committee set up to do a job, this is our choice. But when you have members of the committee coming to tell us that Otto's PowerPoint presentation was
Stood out.
best, stood out. Is it because it has failed? That is why they are not telling us that he was not their choice.
What was that? Was that Kujo Addo, sir?
God punish all of them.
No, Kojo didn't say that.
God will punish all of them. Because at what point were they supposed to tell us that Otto wasn't their choice? So if Otto had been successful,
Don't take credit.
Of course.
Say he's the best
I
man.
agree.
You mentioned,
So now God punish them all.
you mentioned the fact that Addo must go. And I'm just going to give you some numbers of the category
They are
of
scary.
teams that Otto has taken Ghana to. Let me, even before I go to the numbers, Addo, since returning, this is the these are his unwanted records. The first Ghanaian coach ever to go through an AFCON qualifying
And
campaign
not win one match.
without winning a game. One. The first Ghanaian coach in 24 years to lose a game at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium.
And the Accra Sports Stadium.
The first Ghanaian coach in 16 years to lose a game at Accra Sports Stadium. The first Ghanaian coach to hand Niger their first ever
victory against the Black Stars
against
of Ghana.
Ghana. Black Stars of Ghana. Look, the unwanted records that Otto has set. And guess what? Let me go through the numbers for you. In terms of the least number of goals scored of all the countries that competed in the AFCON qualifiers, least number of goals scored, Ghana ranks third with 3 goals scored. And you know who Ghana's mates are? Ghana is in the same category as Libya, Namibia, Lesotho, Mauritania, Capo Verde, Sao Tome and Principe, and Central African Republic.
Chad.
Least number of goals scored in all of the AFCON qualifiers. These are our mates. Now, worst performance of countries in the AFCON, least points amassed by all the teams in the AFCON qualifiers. The least number of points was 2, followed by our 3. The countries that got 2 points, Madagascar, Eswatini, and Namibia.
They are our mates.
You know the countries? No, listen to our real mates now. The countries who also got 3 points, like us, Coach Nimle, Chad, South Sudan, Central African Republic, Ghana. We are the 4 countries that got 3 points in this whole AFCON qualifying campaign. That is Otto Addo's record. And then, to make matters worse, we talk about a rhetoric. This will be my last point on this. And I so will flare up the moment I mentioned. They are gaslighting us by telling us that our performance deserved.
Our performance deserved what?
Oh, you didn't see?
No.
Look.
Aminu Shadow, team manager, says that if our results matched our performance, we should have topped the group.
Look, Fence.
I have
Fence.
a lot of respect for Aminu. He's my brother.
Aminu is a brother.
When I
But
see
But
him,
this is nonsense talk.
No. I'll still tell Aminu that. You see,
Aminu,
you're a brother, but you see,
you finish. Let me deal with
you
it.
see, sometimes when things go wrong, don't act like you are wise and everybody is stupid. You rather look stupid because
When you say
it is
this
obvious. Look, every single game that Ghana played, there was a reason, there was an excuse as to why we couldn't win.
I said this 2 weeks ago, remember?
And some of
Yes,
them,
yes, I remember.
And the excuses are different in all the games.
yes.
I said this.
If the excuses were consistent, we can all agree that we have a problem or we have these problems.
Yes.
But we have
Litany of
problems.
Yes.
Like,
Look.
they said there is a context for every defeat.
Look,
Every bad performance, there was a
let
context.
me tell you, see. The game that we played against Sudan in Ghana, that we were
That
missing.
is it, we deserve to win.
That we were
But you
missing.
missed the chances.
Look,
Why?
Ghana has had...
Missing chances not part of
Bro,
football.
Ghana
You can't
has...
score, you say you deserve to win.
Killer, Ghana has had goal-scoring problems for a long time. The problem didn't rear its head in the game against Sudan.
Right.
So don't tell me that we failed to score. We've been failing to take chances from Tete. from a very long time. Even under Chris Hughton, we're not taking chances.
Yes.
Under Otto, we don't score goals.
So your goal scoring has come to bite you and you say you were unlucky.
It is not an unlucky issue.
Even
it is a
some draws we
characteristic
got,
of
we
the team.
didn't deserve. We deserve to lose against Angola. If
I'm telling you.
We deserve to lose against Niger. If you say that,
yes.
per performance.
Yes.
We deserve
Mali
to.
away.
Yes.
Mali away, that 3-2. Even
Central
Central
African
African Republic,
Republic,
they got a clear penalty.
Central
They
African
scored
Republic,
they scored a clean goal.
That was disallowed.
Disallowed.
So we go by that narrative there.
Look, nobody.
We didn't deserve the point against Angola. We didn't deserve the point against Niger away.
Klar.
We certainly deserve to lose to them here.
Bro.
The Angola game in Kumasi, maybe that one draw.
Bro,
What draw?
Let me tell you something.
The one we lost.
You missed chances they took there. So
Inaki doesn't score for Ghana. Semenyo doesn't score for Ghana. If they miss chance, what
You are
has
saying
happened?
as if it was
This year, how many
Yes,
goals?
no.
The
This year,
performances haven't been good. That
This-
one there, I mean, you don't even come there.
this year, Isaac, how many times has Isaac scored for Ghana? He blasted the ball over the bar. Is it news?
Every
This
time.
year, how many goals has Kudus scored for Ghana? No more than 3 goals this year. So if he Kudus misses a chance, why
It's
they?
normal.
He has a drought. It is a problem with the national team that is reoccurring. It is not a matter of hard luck. You see. Let me tell this GFA people something. No, let me tell you something.
Man, it can't be
We are not going to Morocco. Some of us have been very gentle about the issue.
Yes, Charlie.
But we will not stand there and sit in Ghana and let them talk as if we are all stupid and they are wise.
That one there.
We all see the same football.
Yes.
We are trying to control things. In fact,
We
are
did not deserve to.
we are not
qualify.
even trying to get people angry. We are trying to control things. But when you guys have the opportunity to speak,
You
and
better
instead of
speak
taking
sense.
responsibility and then apologizing and giving us hope that you are going to work, if you guys take that opportunity and start telling us nonsense, we won't take it lightly with you people because the job will be taxpayers' money will they take pay you.
I'm telling
You
you.
can't tell me that you deserve to win. What do you mean by you deserve to win? Who be you?
The
win?
performances have
You-
been
if
poor.
that's it,
How
what
do
are
you
you saying?
even deserve to win?
Ketokraku say 5 of the Nigerian players will not qualify to play.
Talking about some of the rhetoric. I even
But
forgot
dreams
about
are
that
getting
one.
relegated.
Some of
Yeah,
the
The dreams
it
of
is
Sudan
me.
is getting relegated in the
He
Yeah,
virtually
although we
equated
all
the
be the
players.
talk, because the talk. That's another thing he just mentioned. The talk. And these are Charlie.
Look,
You let him finish.
let me talk Aminu. No more shadow. With all due respect. For me, you know my stand on you. I'm one of those who said you should not be given the chance to be the Black Stars team manager. Because at the time I did say that you were not there yet. If you look at the quality of team managers we've had,
He's the least qualified in
you
the
are
history
the
of Ghana.
least qualified in the history of Ghana. That is one position that is perfectly done based on experience. Because you are relating directly with, you don't go and sit in the
You are
classroom.
managing the team like
Team-
a manager of a company.
Exactly. Oh,
You are
Charlie.
a manager.
You
You
can't
are
tell
a
me
manager.
because Ketokraku took a scholarship from the scholarship secretariat.
Is that an allegation?
Oh, no more. And you went to Spain or Ireland to go and do
He went to University of Stirling
in
in Scotland.
management in football, so you can't
So you
come and
reach.
manage the Black Stars. I told you boldly. We've sat on so many programs. I've told you that you are not qualified for that job. And look, since you took over the job,
Some way.
your utterances, the way you've gone about things,
Same guy who said that.
you could criticize your own coach.
Hilton shouldn't have come, but
Yes.
Otto comes. You're
Then-
telling Ghanaians
then that-
after this disaster, which is worse than you created.
You won't keep
You're
quiet.
telling Ghanaians.
You're
telling Ghanaians-
You won't keep quiet.
He was working with Christy. That one, they summoned him to a meeting.
Yes. And he was forced to apologize. And I did say,
He apologized.
those were the rhetorics of Ketokraku. So Ket has virtually, you see when he said it, Anche, Dr. Randy said the same
Yeah.
thing.
And Georgia
Virtually
Mwaku.
made life impossible for Chris to work.
And Georgia Mwaku.
You got your
Yes.
people to chase Chris Hughton when we went to the AFCON. Say you will not allow him to coach the team.
Yeah.
All this thing we
Dead
swept under the
bodyguard
carpet.
attacked him.
Yes, we saw the videos, everything
Yeah.
was there. Now we've handed the team over to you and your people. Look at the disgrace you brought to us.
They are telling us you deserve
And
to win.
you deserve to win what? You yourself, you don't qualify to be where you are. Look, stop these things.
We have
What some of us don't really want to do is to go personal.
Yeah, it's no need.
There's no
But
need.
don't
about
insult
it.
anybody.
But don't insult our intelligence.
Yeah, that's
Nobody
Uh,
fit for this
listen.
country.
Don't do that.
Okay, so that's
What is that?
This is the final thing we will say on this AFCON qualification.
No, there's a final one. There's a final one.
disaster.
Fair- You have not been fair to me.
No, you came late. That's your punishment.
Man,
That one, they have been very
I
fair,
took us,
man.
No, but there's a final one. Okay, on this one. You want to talk
No,
about this
we've
one?
done
Okay,
1
go,
hour,
go.
10 minutes.
Yes. So
Yes.
let's.
So
You have something else to say?
yeah,
Okay.
on what I said is the reason I came.
Oh, speak.
Look, Ghana football, until Kets walks out with his entire pack of.
It's as simple as that.
Really?
Yes,
Hey,
because he's taking
explain.
advice. He's taking
From the
advice.
for
he's
some
taking
time now.
advice
These are the
from-
stands I want to hear from some of you.
He's taking advice from the wrong, underqualified, inexperienced, unexposed people.
People defending their bellies. People defending
Look,
their bellies.
if you want to
comedy
see-
one.
The state of Ghana football.
Okay.
You have to look at the second most important person in Ghana football, the second most powerful person in Ghana football, and that is Michael Osekre. I cannot for the life of
Chief
me,
of staff.
I cannot for the life of me accept the fact that 4-time African champions, Michaelesians Ghana, Asamoah Ghana,
Stevie Appiah.
the second most powerful person
Pele's Ghana.
is Michael
All
Osekre.
the
Osekre.
names you mentioned no win AFCON also.
No, but
Abedi Pele's Ghana, Kwesi
thank you.
Appiah's Ghana,
Uh-huh.
Jones Atukwefio's Ghana.
Uh-huh.
The one person who can, if there's a contract before the Ghana Football Association and he sees you're walking and says, I have a problem with you and I don't like you,
that's
the
it.
GFA,
That's
it
it.
won't happen. That is Michael Osekre.
Exactly.
For those who do not
he's
know-
my boss. Oh, I work for him, but he's not qualified.
I'm coming.
No,
For those who do not know,
no.
for those who do not know,
Osekre.
They say he doesn't officially work for them.
for those who do not know, you can cross Mercado, the vice president, you will survive. You can cross Prosperous Addo,
You
the
survive.
general secretary, you survive.
But if you cross
When you
Osekre,
cross Osekre, that's the end
You are
of your
done.
football career. Be it an administrator, be it a player, forget it.
You're done.
Really?
Yes.
yes.
That is how powerful he is. He is the 2IC, not Mercado. Mercado, they respect him. And also because of his political affiliation. You can't cross the government. So he's someone you can't touch. You can't question his competence. He is one of the biggest players in the IT space in
Oh
Ghana.
yeah, my
His-
boss that.
Mercado's work speaks for him. So if there is a professional at the FA who you
His-
can look at his body of work,
His works not as a football administrator.
No, it's
No.
other.
In
from
his
his
private
private
life.
life.
That's it.
From his
Not
private
as a
life.
football administrator.
Thank-
Zuku,
Thank you.
he's appointed. He's part of those appointing all the coaches.
Thank you.
Zukaye.
But the one person who is the most important, and you see, it is important because he's involved in every
Every
important
decision
decision,
making. Osekre can hold.
right? Every policy. That is why, even for official functions, you will see Mercado's face in the picture. When executive council is meeting, Mercado is there. Sorry,
Osekre.
Osekre is there. And
Oh,
you
he's
see,
everywhere.
it is not
Unless
just
Ket is not there, he's there.
He sits
See,
in
the issue
executive
is not
council
just-
meetings.
Osekre. Kets has surrounded himself with a lot of people.
Yes,
Like
I must say.
they say he rewards loyalty, but loyalty from the wrong people. In January, the fan who was making noise and wanted to go and went to attack Chris Hutton, Fatah Mohammed. At the time he was running Aveno Stars, he was Ketukweku's personal bodyguard.
Yes.
Then when he became FA president, he said now he's the official purse holder for Ketukweku. Pompous to the point where you have created a position that didn't exist in chief of staff, and as though that was not good enough, you have an official purse holder.
No,
in
and
Fatah
specify.
Mohammed.
This is a literal purse holder.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not metaphorical.
No.
Okutane purse.
Literal
And
purse
the
holder.
DDC.
Yes, that is.
Literal purse holder. So he
Look.
holds his purse and follows him around.
Around the FA, he essentially
Wait, are you
decided
saying
to,
that position is paid by the FA?
as for that one, I don't know. But he,
So then that
but
one
he
not
is
a
there.
FA matter.
he is there.
Your
It's not just
driver,
him. Look, he has
kid
essentially.
officer.
You see that interview.
Your
on-
wife's brother who's a carpenter.
You see that interview
managing
on
under
Angel
20.
FM.
All
Friends,
these things.
that interview on Angel FM in
The man has a
2019,
policeman now. What
Where-
do you need a policeman for?
when Kurt went there and said that, oh, if he's been able to run Dreams FC, Black Stars, Coco. What we did not know was that he was coming to run the FA with Dreams FC boys.
Yes.
I've got a number of the Dreams employee, Daniel Yankee, Dreams cameraman, now running the equipment
Yes.
for the Black Stars. Sule, as for Sule, your boy, Sule.
Mm.
Former
His
driver,
Not
Part-
former, he's still his driver.
still now part of the equipment team. If you want to look at even the camera department, as for the comms department, plenty. And you see, it is not just about the fact that he's appointing all of these people into key positions. They are incompetent and they are creating disaffection. Aminu Shadows is perhaps the biggest example of those, because if you look at the body of work of all of those people, and you see, just for people to understand, in terms of Ghanaian and the Black Stars culture, the team manager is literally the most powerful person
Of course.
after the Black Stars coach.
Coach.
a lot of them,
their body of work,
that's what I was coming to. Their body of work during their playing days is such that when the coach gets the job, he's the first person the coach would call to have a conversation with out of respect. Now, you may have heard a lot of stories about Poku Efriye and how he could look. It was not because the coaches were afraid of Poku Efriye.
No.
It was not because of the CAF Champions League titles and the AFCON titles he has. No. It was because he has the knowledge. When he tells Milovan Rajevac or any Black Stars coach that this guy is working with an injury, don't play him, the medics will go and check and they realize that indeed that is it. Because he has played the game. He has lived that life. So beyond the knowledge, beyond the management knowledge
I told him
over time,
he should shape his stomach. His stomach is too big.
Beyond the knowledge that Poku Efriye has acquired over time in terms of how to manage people, how to essentially do that job, he has the body of work as a player and the life experiences to back it.
Man, he's so rest in peace, by the way.
Then you have Stephen Appiah. Now, when there is a drop-off from Stephen Appiah to someone like Aminu Shado, it is not just about the competence that you are sacrificing, but the players see it. If me, who hasn't played professional football a day in my life, can foresee some of the challenges that will happen, the players who that decision directly affects, they will be more upset than you who is sitting at home and watching. You get me? So it is a lot of these decisions are creating disaffection around the national team, and it is not good. And you see, beyond Kurt's own problem, the reason I say Ghana football no any year is that the biggest decision-making body of Ghana football is two. You have the Executive Council and Congress. As for the Executive Council, you've seen their body of work already. But for those of you who don't follow football enough, when you go to Congress, Congress is supposed to be the club owners and the chief executives. People who have rich experience from their private lives with resources that have brought it into the football space. So when Ketokriku goes there, they are the people, when they question Ketokriku, he will think twice before he answers.
They don't even go there.
Today, when you go to Congress is a meeting of errand boys.
Right now, it's so watered down. Like there's no quality of leadership in the Congress membership.
Imagine a scenario where
the real people with leadership don't go to Congress. They send people.
And the normal circumstance, when you go to Congress, you should have seen Kofi Bedu, the chief of staff of the Asante Hene.
Yes, he should represent Kotoko.
Yes, he should represent the Asante.
He should represent
or
Kotoko.
Someone of a similar standing.
Yes.
Or at the very least, the board chairman or chief executive of
He
Kotoko.
should be there.
When you go to Congress, you are supposed to meet Togbe Apede.
Togbe should be there.
Because when you send Odote is not someone care to respect. When you send Brian Akambi, when you send the new MD, those are people who do not have gravitas as we speak. And you see, it is not that we don't do it for the sake of it. It is not just a window dresser.
And
it is the most important
money.
That says a lot about how people even view our football.
Yes, look,
if Hoho United goes to Congress, we should have
Peter Mewu.
Peter Mewu has to be there.
Should be there.
But he doesn't.
So that Kurt to come and sit down.
See, all of these people do not take the football seriously. That is why Kurt can sit with those errand boys and say they are buying
Honorable Haruna Idrusu should be
there when Karela is at Congress.
Just to conclude, this vast nonsense is a product of the current composition of Congress, because will Kurt sit with Togbi and then say that
give that badge to Aruras?
Will it? Not even that. Will that not even occur to him that he should mention that to Togbi? He can pay you.
That's it.
You get to Togbi Apede. He can pay you. The whole pack of them. Maybe Mercado is the exception, but the rest of them, if you look at, they are.
But why can't he pay Mark?
No, he is a professional in his own right. But
no, you said can pay, which means money.
In terms of his. Fair enough. But I'm just saying that if you sit with these people, the sort of ideas you bring to them, you will think twice before.
You think twice.
Fair enough. That's a fair point.
How dare you sit with the Asante Hene's rep
and then you misbehave
and you say that, oh, I'm going to buy boots for Kotoko players.
18.
Who bond up?
Not even the promises. The posture when he was speaking at Congress in
Kumasi. Arrogantly.
And then you are using your left hand.
His posture when he was speaking, and he have documents on you people.
I can
if I want to
implicate
implicate you, but because
Look, so
what is wrong with you?
And you
Why
see,
are you talking to Congress like that?
And you see,
the people
friends,
are supposed to be voting for him.
Friends,
He's
He's
warning
not threatening them.
friends, you see,
If you don't vote
it
for
is-
Addo, this you
it is
can
the
insult
reason-
Joseph Addo.
yes, it is the reason he treats people without respect.
Yes,
Because if Togbi is sitting there, if John Peter Amewu is
and
sitting
they are
there,
going to vote.
you will think twice before speaking to Joe Addo in that manner.
No, just a very good example is what Sicho just said. Can you watch Amawu, Aaron Adrisu,
Togbi
Togbi, and say that you have
Nilante.
documents that can implicate them?
You dare not. You dare not. Because in terms of social gravitas, in terms of
You
clout,
can't even speak like
look,
You are like
in terms
Papa.
of
Do you know
clout,
Papa?
if they want your body to fire you, Boga, hot.
No, truth of the
If they
matter,
want your
truth
body
of the
to fire
matter
you,
is,
obey hot. So for me, the biggest
Or maybe
problem,
RTU, then Elijah Andani is sitting there.
and
then
then
they can't talk.
Alasan and Danny.
Huh?
Look, for me, the biggest problem is the quality of minds.
Can you imagine?
The quality of minds around the FA president, his inner circle, and the quality of minds making decisions for Ghana football. Because, look, did you know that throughout this cycle, I started asking people around, did anyone suggest to Kreku that I think you need to walk away? Or even remotely mention the conversation of reviewing his tenure? Nobody did. If the people who run football, there's not a single person who saw anything wrong with what has happened and felt that Kets and the executive council needed to go, were in trouble. Because they are standards.
Kujo
And-
Fiano may have
He's
his
been
problem at Gaka.
ostracized.
He may have his problem with Gaka, but he's the only one who have said that.
Yeah.
Masa and Koyi.
Yeah.
Fiho. Look at what they've done to him.
and what happened?
You and George.
Look at what they've done to
What
him.
happened when he said that? The entire
The entire Ghana League club has
Look, and
they
friends,
wrote.
that is where I'm going to end, because in the past, Galka was our checks and balances.
Yes. Now dear.
Galka nominated the vice president, and every time they made a nominee, they were so powerful the nominee was accepted.
Exactly.
Kwesi
Because
came
the
from
vice-
that school.
That was what
That's
The
why we
FA
call Kwesi
The
Nyantakyi.
FA has
Unfortunately-
infiltrated it.
Kwesi Nyantakyi did. Unfortunately, he changed the statutes.
Yes. Forgotten where he
No,
came from.
After he came in,
He came from there to come and change
after
this.
he got in, then he shut the door. After he entered the room,
Then he
shut the
changed it.
door, changed the statute,
And
and
then
so
was
now
making his own
Galka doesn't
appointment.
have power. But under normal circumstance, the voice of Galka, and you see, Galka is Ghana League Clubs Association.
Yeah.
Ghana football is essentially the club.
Yes.
If the clubs say they don't want you, you
Who
will
were
go.
caught?
That's it.
So under normal, but for what Kwesi Nyantakyi did, that has not been undone till now, right? Because I think there's been enough opportunities for someone, especially Keto.
I mean, normalization. The statute should have changed.
That should have changed. And for me, it was the one thing I said during the normalization period, that if there is one thing they can do for us, that will at least properly take away the endless power that the FA president had. It was that vice president slot.
I actually would have even suggested that we should let the FA vice president be appointed by government.
No. I think the president of the FA should come from government. Like it used to
No.
be. No. Look, we want
No, but the
to.
football people have proven over time that
They are
know.
They can't.
incompetent.
They can't. And you see, for me,
I'm not doing here.
There was name one person after Kets. When Kets leaves, in
Who
the
do you think
football,
will
in the
take-
football people space,
Who do you
Nobody.
think can do
nobody
it?
comes to
Nobody.
mind. And that's the big
Nobody
indictment.
comes
there's
through.
a conversation
Nobody.
I was having with friends this week,
Nobody.
that let them mess their private business, that is the football. But for the national teams, you run the FA, run the clubs with your own statute. But for the national teams,
Government should take charge.
take charge.
That's what that
That's
appointed vice president
create-
would have been
no,
responsible
create
for.
an agency.
No, we need to create a
Government should
separate
create
an
a
body for
separate
national
body to
teams.
run our teams.
FIFA
Without them,
can't tell us anything.
FIFA cannot
there's
say
that
fuck
one
off.
too, yes.
Now this guy is running. Javier Tabas is running La Liga. Does he run the Spanish football?
National-
He
Federation?
doesn't come closer to that.
What are you talking about? Richard,
Have you finished your point?
no, I was going to say
Nacho
that.
has finished his
Nacho
point.
has
So
finished.
I want to
I was
yes.
finally. I want to say that, you see, again, the reason why I think this FA, this job, they don't have the capacity and ability to do it is that
Omuntimi nye.
by
the
now,
job they do.
the question of whether Otto stays or not shouldn't have been a
Should have
discussion.
been answered.
National team football is not club team football.
It's not.
National team football, and I was discussing with Coach when we
Yeah, when we're coming.
national team football are always a project-like job. So they are also hooked to competitions
tournaments.
and qualification. So in this case, every year there is a project
Yeah.
for national team.
Yeah.
So next year, the main project for the next year would have been
The AFCON.
the World Cup qualifiers
And
and
the
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 AFCON. The main project for this year
It's
was the World Cup
qualification to the
qualifiers that Otto
And
played.
AFCON qualified.
And then African qualified. So when I'm hiring a coach in a year that I have to qualify for the AFCON, in his contract,
That is the minimum.
his KPI
clause.
should be that.
That's
But
the
it's actually
minimum.
there.
Minimum. Oh, no. So minimum. Qualify us to.
The AFCON.
If you don't qualify us to the AFCON,
You sack.
I should be able to sack you without paying huge compensations or paying you zero compensations. However, if you qualify us to the AFCON, this is
Can
your
give you a
bonus.
bonus. Yeah.
So that
Simple.
after Otto's failure, there's no conversation about,
No,
he has
because
3
he has
years.
rubbish
If we
3
sack
years.
him-
No, but Sisho,
Yeah, but
that is actually his contract.
So then he said,
No, he knows.
Yeah,
but
no,
he's
what
saying
I'm
then he
saying is-
goes.
at the
What I'm
Actually,
saying
if
is-
that
what
is
I'm
in his
saying is,
contract,
if they
then
sack
what are they
Otto-
negotiating?
No, if they
He
sack
goes.
Otto, will he be compensated?
No,
No, he
no,
goes.
there is no clause in the contract that says the contract
No.
specifically mentions
Uh-huh.
that if he does not qualify for the AFCON,
Yeah.
So
has
he
failed the
goes.
target, he can be sacked without compensation.
That's what
Ah,
the
yeah,
contract
you
says. Then brilliant.
Oh,
Yes.
you are.
But
What you
also,
If-
what
if
I
that's
know,
what the
what I
contract
know
says,
has
yes.
happened at the ESCO meeting as well is that there are issues of severance package in Otto's contract
Yes.
that have come up.
That is what
That was
is
discussed
discussed.
at the
That when
ESCO
they sack
meeting.
him,
And the
they already
reason
all Chris. They already all-
yeah,
all-
and
all-
the reason
that
became
is why-
alarming is that we haven't finished paying Chris Hutton.
Putin.
We
Even
haven't
CK.
finished paying CK.
And
We just finished paying Milo.
Milo,
Thank you.
And all of them, the ministries are
Thank you.
paying
Thank
with
you.
our taxes.
Thank
which
you.
shouldn't be.
At Sicho,
Yes.
as for Otto, if anybody gives him 1 city from the taxpayers, I'm taking Ketokreku personally and the FA to court.
That's why he's not going anywhere.
But
he
you
will
can
go.
But you can do
He
it.
will go.
You can do it as a
Friend,
citizen.
He will go and the FA will pay him that
The
compensation.
money they used to go and buy
from
the
their
fake
coffers.
buses. The money they used to go and buy
Because
the buses. used
The
to pay
court
you.
of Ghana, and look, he never met one requirement. We will prove to the court of Ghana why the taxpayer shouldn't pay him.
They
that
brought
compensation.
they brought somebody underqualified for
Unless you
their
have
own.
seen the fine print in his contract,
Look,
where it is clearly stipulated that you will not owe him severance if you sack
And
him
I'm
for not
saying
qualifying
that-
for that.
and I'm
No,
saying
they should
that,
pay,
friend,
but
I'm
GFA
saying
should
that
pay.
even if it is there, the FA should pay, not you and I.
Not taxpayers'
Ah,
money.
And the court will say that
Because they're costing financial loss.
because
That's why somebody has taken the
they
phone.
knew the man was not qualified. We'll prove to the court that
Yeah,
they
they
knew
know
the
that.
man was not, and they gave him the judge. They always had this in mind.
You will use the requirements.
It's
Yes.
as simple as
Do your
that.
argument.
We win the case.
So
Look,
we
the judges in Ghana, they are waiting for the case.
We
and
suspect.
look, put the camera on me. I will prove to the court of Ghana that Ketokreku, now that it is clear, this is another clear thing. You know.
Yeah.
Now that it is clear that the committee never wanted what? Otto. They wanted the coach of Cameroon now.
McBryce.
Now it is clear that Ketokreku single-handedly brought what? Otto Addo. I will just look. I even doubt whether the $50,000 Otto alone takes that money.
Some way.
Coach, you have allegations.
I doubt.
No.
That's one
It's a doubt. It's a doubt.
It's a doubt.
Ah, you have doubts.
No, but wait,
I have doubt whether
I have
all
a
the
question for- I have a
50,000
question
goes
You
to
have
him.
doubts.
I have a question for friend. You. If you-
What's that famous
Let me ask the
Dombote? 32. You doubt.
Let me ask you. If you sit with Otuado to negotiate for that Black Stars,
Would you give $50,000?
looking at his CV, would you give him $50,000?
$50,000. Look, we will prove to the court.
If you're
People are
sitting in somewhere, you come and say you should come and coach. You will give him.
Who says
Friend,
come and go?
People are forgetting
Ketokreku
that Abraham Grant was on $50,000 a month.
Abraham Grant, with all his
Abraham Grant.
experience,
He was on 50. And here's the thing. Abraham Grant had taken us to an AFCON final.
final
Yet, as at the time he was leaving, he was on $50,000.
$1,000.
Mhm.
That one there be
What is
simple.
on your CV?
Nothing. He didn't meet one requirement. You've given a job, you want to pay coming from the taxpayer. We'll go to court. And
That's
I've
right.
said, look, my lawyers are ready.
You are ready.
3 of them. And you hear me, friend. You know
I'll be
me
in
now.
court that day, bro.
I beg your pardon.
Listen, guys, that's our episode. That's our episode for tonight on the Black Star. This is our last take on this matter. We will not be having another Black Stars conversation
Until March.
until March, unless they sack.
Unless they sack Otto.
Unless they decide not to
But-
sack
but-
him.
but
If they sack him,
But make I tell
we're
you
waiting
something.
for any compensation.
With this-
They'll go to court.
with this GFA, you can't promise that you will have a conversation with the
That's
Black Stars.
you have a point. You
Where
have a
more?
point.
Bastard.
Guys,
Yeah,
bro,
right.
they go drop something.
But guys, let us know. Listen, this is what
this kill
what.
people. Look
yeah.
at the bus. They are murderers.
Oh, coach.
Let's stop that, friend. Your daughter, your wife, my daughter, would they sit in that? Would they sit in that bus? That's your beautiful wife. Would she sit in that bus?
You do so they color you.
No, answer me. My wife, my children, they will not sit in that bus. Ketokreku, would you put your wife and your children in those buses?
Would you put Amabrobe Williams in that bus?
No, you are not married. So
No,
Achu,
Fred, would you put Amabrobe Williams
Who is
in
that?
that bus?
Deputy General Secretary.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would you put
Prosper.
Williams?
Prosper.
What has he got?
What a random question.
What
kind of random question?
No. We might ask
But
them.
if the people at the FA cannot sit in the bus,
Why should go and sit there?
Why is it?
You want to kill people?
Why did you go past vice president?
Why did you go past vice president?
ESCO members. He went past the secretary and went to the vice.
No, it's a random name.
It came out of the movement.
past
It's a name that
Matilda
qualified
Domido.
to be put in the equation. You have to substitute it.
Yes.
Would they put her in those bars? Dr. Randiabe, would you? I told you, you are not married. So if you die, you die alone. Can you? Would you go and die in that bus?
With the jacking, no.
Actually,
3 feet on it, 3 times on the ground.
Listen, we'll be at that engagement, all right? So this is what, those of you cannot physically be there, let's know in your comments. If you got the opportunity to be there, what suggestions would you make to the FA on how to fix our current malaise?
Which engagement?
The Thursday.
The GFA,
It's a rubbish engagement. You can't put They have to restructure that.
Don't worry.
No, we've shown that it's a rubbish thing. They have to restructure that.
Please, Chief Mallams, the Mallams who are watching us right now, let's know in the comments what your suggestions are. Please subscribe, like, share, put the notification bell on so when a new episode goes up, you will be the first to get it. This has been another episode of Mallam Goal Podcast by Betway. I hope you enjoyed it. Coach Christopher Nimley, Sitio for Philip Atrim, and of course, Achita Marco. Daniel couldn't join us tonight. But we're back again next week with another episode. Until then, cheers.